Hello, it's me again. So I'm just going to do another quick video while I've got this baby all fired up because I just really want to promote my website. I have got a freaking amazing website, and I'm just not the kind of person to toot my own horn, but hey, it's my business. So I'm going to talk about suits today. That means clubs, hearts, diamonds, and spades, and how they have a massive impact on your relationship. Okay, it's a really basic fundamental thing, and it has helped me just hit the brakes and go, "Whoa, okay. He's wearing these goggles and I'm wearing these goggles." So let's talk about these in order and why this is the case. So first of all, it would be helpful um, if you don't know what your card is or the card of the person that you want to look at regarding relationship, go to itiskismet.com. It's linked below. Itiskismet. Itiskismet.com. And you can input your birthday and um, learn what your suit is. Okay, this is perfect. So we're going to start with hearts. So the suit of hearts represent, you might want to take notes because this is a very comprehensive thing. They represent the archetype of the child, the realm of the emotions, the element of water. We know in tarot it's cups, and there are correlations. The tarot actually came from this more ancient system of just the ordinary playing cards. So much alchemical, hermetic wisdom in here. And no, we don't actually know where it comes from. Probably aliens. I don't know. Anyway, so hearts. If you are with a heart, hearts need to be asked the question, how do you feel about that? So when you're thinking about a love language or how they look at the world, how they experience life, a heart-centered person is going to be so uh, controlled by their feelings. I hate to put it that way, but they really are. If they don't really, really want to do something, they won't. They might tell you they think or believe da 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 because it's a practical idea or whatever, but really it's what they want. It's how they feel. So getting down to, it's being a child and being heart-centered and feeling is it's a challenging thing in this world. So if you're with a heart person or you are a heart person, there's going to be all kinds of defense mechanisms around the experience of being a heart. That's just how it is. Okay, now the next one, so this is in order, the cards are in order, are the clubs. The clubs, this is the tree of knowledge, and clubs represent adolescence and that period of our lives when we're accumulating knowledge and wisdom. So the school years. Clubs, you know how high schoolers can be witty, they have an attitude. They're like, whatever. They're funny. They know how to sit back and sort of laugh at something. They're kind of the quintessential jack in the deck. They can be kind of detached and laugh at things, and the world tends to be out there. They tend to not really include themselves in the realm of humankind, and they tend to get stuck in their heads, and they tend to process everything through the mind, which brings up another interesting point. If in your hand you have a club in your moon position, okay, and you're trying to figure out what that means, I don't know how to explain that to you. Everyone has, I do. It would just take too long. If you have a club in your moon position, it means that you tend to think your way through your feelings. If you have a heart in your moon position, you have a very heightened sense of emotions, a highly sensitive. In order to feel comfortable, you have to have emotional comfort. Okay, so wow, I got a like already. Thank you. Okay, so the next thing is, let's see, clubs. Okay, so they try to filter everything through the mind, and to get a good response from a club person, you have to ask them, what do they think about this? Hi! You got a thumbs up I was on? It's crazy. Are you subscribed to this channel too? Sorry, she's my buddy in England who literally her guides tell her when I'm going on live on YouTube and they give her the message and then she finds me. So she's offering support. Thank you. So Liara is a diamond. We'll get to that next. So obviously, if you're with a club, it's kind of hard to get them to access your emotional realm and where you're at. And because our society is so geared towards this knowledge, they try to keep us in the heads and away from our hearts. They get a lot of affirmation, science and the experts and getting a degree and information. I mean, they're all things we put up on a pedestal that are all club related. So if you're with a club, point that out to them to say, have you developed, everyone has every suit in their hand. So like if they have a heart in their Mars position, they're going to be much more heart centered in the realm of business and career. So it doesn't mean that people are without these. It's just their primary kind of navigational equipment. Okay. So, and they tend to be really funny and lighthearted. So it's important to, you know, remember that when you're with a club and they can inject that into the whatever. Okay. So I and Liara are diamonds. Diamonds represent the adult stage of life and the money making. It tends to be, oh, by the way, this is air. So cups are water, clubs are air. There's some debate in the card system community, but I think this is fire because it's like in your adult, that's when the fires are being stoked and you're making money and the fire, the values, that it represents values and passions and what's important. That's the key word for a diamond. And the word should, ought, priority. What is important? What is valuable here? What is worth my time, my attention, my money? Some say that pentacles are, I don't know, earth or whatever, but spades are earth because spades dig in the dirt, and this is the end of your life when you end up in the dirt. So going back to the diamonds, if you ask them the question, what's important to you, that will make them feel seen. If you ask them, what's the most valuable thing we can consider here? When they argue, argument styles are hilarious. When they argue, they tend to sermonize. They tend to come from a righteous place and tell you what you should be doing. And, a club person will try to just argue with facts and figures and try to make you wrong. But a diamond person is like, well, my values aren't wrong. My values are, I get to choose my values. We all have our own values. So yeah, clubs will psychoanalyze, diamonds will sermonize, hearts will pout. And that's just all what a child would do. Stomp their feet, have a tantrum, take it personally, play the victim. Okay, so diamonds are very good at injecting what's the most important. And if you are a diamond, um, yeah, you tend to admire the card that's just the next. So I tend to admire spades. Spades get her done. They're practical. They're on the ground. They're earth. Come on, Max. Come on, just come in. He scratches. He's so courteous. Come on. Just push the door open. Anyway, so yes, spades they encompass all the other suits, and this is the elder or the sage. Okay, we have the least of these in our world according to the bell curve and the frequency of birthdays. We have the most of these. The high, meaning Jack, Queen, and King. The low, meaning Ace, 2, and 3. They're at the very top of the most common of the bell curve, and then it stretches out like that. So spades tend to ask the question, well, what are we going to do about it? And what's the final conclusion? They can come off very arrogant, the sage who knows everything. Is there any humility in there that's going to acknowledge that there's shit you don't know? Like they can be so annoying because they're so like wise and above everything. So it tends to be what do you call that? A defense mechanism. And their argument style is just to be like, ugh, and just walk away. They'll just be like, whatever. Talk to the butt. So yeah, they can be annoying that way, but also in their highest and their best, when they're really kind of free of ego, they tend to they're the ones at the meeting that don't speak until the very end, and they've been listening, taking in, processing with a total poker face. And then you're like, "Well, hell, what do you think about everything we've been saying?" And they'll say, "Well, is so and so going to do this because that's what this all comes down to." And you'll be like, "Oh my god, that's the big picture." So, anyway, oh, hi, Chris. Chris, I forget what your card is. Tell me your birthday so I can include you in this discussion. You guys are so funny. I just love it. I love this support so much. I can't even tell you. Max, I'm sorry. I guess I've closed the door. He needs to get in. Okay, I'm going to end this really quickly unless you guys have comments or questions or would like to talk about a particular interaction between two suits. Okay, come on. Okay. So, yeah, I had a life coach who was a spade who eventually became insufferable. She just became like, oh my God. Because she didn't have an input channel, or at least not one that she was revealing to me. That's the thing, is you can have a big impact on a spade, but they won't let you know. Oh, it's so annoying. Okay, so your birthday is, oh, look at this. It's good to see you. The master spiritual guide. Yeah, that's what the spades are. Oh, I'm so glad you saw it too in Joe Music. Tell me your birthdays. Okay, so because this will be a Festivus for the rest of us. February 11th. So Chris is the, hold on, let me grab my book. Okay, so if you've got this book, you are like really up to speed with this conversation. February 11th is, and the book that I wrote is called So You Got a Destiny Cards Book, Now What? And it's kind of just a user's guide to make it a lot more friendly. February 11th, and yes, you can get it on Amazon. You're the Ace of Spades and the Nine of Spades. Oh, Chris, you're the same card as my insufferable life coach. It's so funny. Okay, so the beautiful thing about Chris is he brings this quality of freshness. Oh, you have the book. I love it. Oh, that makes me so happy. He has evolved into this childlike freshness of presence that is so, like, in Chris's space, in his energy space. I feel like we're always on the edge of the present moment and moving into a fresh, clear experience or understanding about something. And that's the ace about you, Chris. It's called the card of the secret formula. So you really want to get the secret formula kind of behind everything. Like, how does this really work? So, yeah, spades. Okay, another birthday. Oh, I'm so glad that you say you miss me. That's like very sweet. Okay. 11/27. Okay, that is my sister-in-law's birthday coming right up. That's the 6 of hearts. Okay, so this is a unique heart in terms of, the emotional stuff, because you're in the Mars line, which makes you very pragmatic. So here's the 6 of hearts, and this is Mars. So here's your hand, Moon, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Okay, your Jupiter card is the 8 of clubs. So your other card is, well, you already know this because if you have my book and this other book. So that's another thing to look at, is your relationship with yourself. So you would be looking at the relationship of, this isn't MB, is it? You wouldn't buy my book, would you? She's totally not into this. Anyway, so the 6 of hearts, and the 8 of clubs, you would look at, okay, how am I kind of duking it out between my heart and my mind? Because there's this logical part of you that's like, if we just get more information, then we know there's a reasonable explanation for all of this. And then your heart is going to be like, But yeah, what do I really want? What do I really need? How do I really feel? What really poofs me out emotionally? What's satisfying on that level? So, um, does that resonate with you? Also, so I would be a diamond heart combination. Let's see, what's a net? Your birthday, you're a Neptune, so you're a Neptune. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. So you're a diamond. You do that every day. Okay, I'm a diamond heart combination, so I'm like, what do I really want or what do I really need? But what should I do? What should I be doing right now? But what do I really want to do? I mean, it's constant. What should I do? What's really important versus, but what do I really need? How do I feel? So, and like I said, you all have all these cards in your hand. So here's me. I have a heart in my moon position, which makes me really sensitive. Okay, my guides are telling me, Chris, to look at something in your hand. Your Mercury. Okay, so this is a very good point. The way you communicate is your Mercury card. So other people might think that you are the suit of your Mercury. So here's Chris. His Mercury is the Seven of Hearts. And look at, I'm your Venus card, Chris. So this is my moon, but it's your Mercury, which means your style of communicating is very tender and sensitive. The Seven of Hearts has the ability to, it's like the kind of nurse that would deal with a burn victim. You have to be very, very careful and delicate and sensitive. So your communication style is very awake and aware of what that person needs to hear, how they need to hear it, what the words would be. So yeah, and my communication is a spade. It's the five of spades. So I might come off with this kind of like, well, let's get on with it. And I'm also really ADD. And that's what fives are. They're just like, they're like that. So anyway. Anyway, do we have any questions while we're here? We're at 17 minutes. I could do a spread. Here, let's see. Do I need to scroll down? No, we're up to speed with the comments. This is so fun. I just I decided to fire this up again. There's so many places we can go with the cards. So yes, Chris, you're a double spade. Annette, you're a double diamond. Anybody else want me to analyze the card? I'm just going to open up to spirit and see. I don't really get anything else other than that my dog is probably a heart. Oh, and your husband is a Seven of Hearts. That's so funny because we're talking about that. And like so when Six of Hearts, Seven of Hearts, if you're friends or you have someone in your life who is like right next to you, okay, so I'm the Seven of Diamonds and my sister-in-law is the Six of Diamonds. What that means is past life, very close, very tight, possibly siblings. Okay, I will. That's great, Liara. So yeah, when you're right next to somebody, it means you're just really, really tight. So Annette and I, like the seven and the four, let's see, seven, four, five, six, seven, five, six, seven, Mercury, Venus, Mars. So we have like a past life Mars connection. It means task, and we definitely do. Like we call our group the ground crew, which is also military. Mars is military. We have past life military connection. So yeah, right next there's that moon Mercury, which is like I feel understood and felt. Mercury is the mind, moon is the feelings. So yeah, that's a great connection. And sevens are very spiritual, more esoteric, more willing to see the obstacles in the path. And that Six of Hearts, just like, let's get on with it, move forward. So that could be very productive and very frustrating. I bet you did. Okay, so Annette, your Mercury card is okay. So Four of Diamonds. Oh, that's great. Okay, so Four of Diamonds, the Mercury card is a spade. This is another this is another reason that I get on very well with Four of Diamonds is because we have this same progression where our moon card is a heart. We are a diamond. We have a spade as Mercury. We have a heart as Venus. We have a club as Mars. So there are these patterns in there. because there is a very specific thing you do with the deck of cards to get it into this seemingly random order. It's math. It's high math. It's really high math, which I'm not into in this lifetime. So the two of spades, four of diamonds. Your style of communicating is a two and a spade. So the spade is like, let's get on with it. There tends to be a very practical, forward moving energy to your communication, and it's all inclusive. The mind with the spade energy sees all the levels and layers that's going on in the room. And this is something I've taken for granted my whole life, and I've only begun to understand that not everyone does this, but I know you do this. You would walk into a room, let's say we, and you would just kind of gruck everything that's going on, and it's gonna subtle things that would escape most people's attention. You'll be like, "Oh, did you notice how that guy was like, Sebastian and I, my son and I, met up with some people?" "Oh, yeah, you can have a card." Um We were taking a walk and we ran into some friends of his, and I was just super aware of all of the energetic exchange, that everything that wasn't being said. I could feel it and I could pick up on, yeah, so that's what a spade does. The two speaks in terms of friendship and let's do this together. And there's a calling for, there's a place in my life. It's kind of like having a two in your Mercury position is like you always have an empty seat next to you, and you're like, here, there's a place for you. Come sit here. Let's talk. Let's go do something. Okay, so so yes. Oh, you're so welcome, and I bet that fits. That's so funny. I'm like, I bet I just know it fits. It just always does. Anyway, so the master spiritual guide, are you queen? Who is not? You actually are a queen? I'm trying to figure out, like, where do I know you? I think you're queen. Okay, so here's your card for the day, the four of clubs. This is a call for sanity and an indication that you're not going to feel sane. You're going to question your sanity. Am I thinking about this right? Am I interpreting reality okay? Okay, it's hi queen. So I'm trying to remember what your card is. Are you the queen of clubs? Queen of diamonds maybe? I can't remember. Anyway, so when the four of clubs shows up, it's homeopathic medicine for your sanity, and it means I don't know. I don't know what's really going on here, but it means that you're going to have to come to sanity with your own resources. It's a homeopathic dose of instability to get you to create your own stability. Okay, if your karma card is the four of clubs, that narrows it down. That means you're the five of clubs. I remember now. Yes, so what that means is that in the spiritual spread, this is your moon card. This is a past life thing that you're working on, that you're resolving, or that is a special gift or talent where you feel grounded and sane in your subjective take on it. Yes, Liara, that's a good idea. So I'm getting trust yourself, trust your take on things. And always, I would just say, because it's a club and you're a club, check in with your heart. Always check in with your heart. That place that doesn't have a mental commentary all the time. So let's do a reading for this week because it's Sunday and I haven't listened to, this will be really interesting because I haven't listened to Rion yet. Hey, most of the people on this are fans of Rion. Isn't that funny? It was at a Reiki class that Alexander gave in Sedona that I met Queen. I heard her arrive upstairs and I went, I know her. I'd never seen her in my life. And the minute she got downstairs, we ran across the room and embraced each other. Wasn't that weird? It was such a past life thing. So here is a reading for the week. Mercury, Venus, Mars. Oh, I sound like Janine. I love the sound of when she does the cards. Yolanda is at your house with you here. Oh, that's hilarious. Hi, Yolanda. We're all team light. We are. That's so great. Okay, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. Oh, see, God just gets us together when we need to be together. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. And you guys are all part of this reading. Ooh, this might mean that there's going to be like big financial reset or big that there are, and they're telling me this is absolutely true. There are big financial power moves moving forward that we may or may not see. We may not have see evidence of this. They're saying December for sure, you're going to see some big major things happen in the financial realm. I'm going to burp. Wait for it. Okay. Okay. Long range, six of clubs, agreements, karmic agreements. Um, the timing, this is like the god of timing, Saturn. So it means that some destined things are going to happen this week. And what I'm getting is that it's like a wrap up, a completion. Something is coming due. The Pluto, the death and rebirth. Well, and this could also be people are being called to what is your destiny? What's the plan? What did you agree to in this lifetime? Get on it. Start that business or whatever, make the changes. This is a card of change, the change of values. So this is the Pluto, the challenge, the difficulty. It means that there's a big change coming regarding money or finances. And it may be a death or rebirth thing. It could be that the stock market's going to crash, and as a result, we're going to have the quantum system go online or something like that. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I don't feel that in the field. I think something that people may interpret as potentially disastrous and harmful isn't really going to be a big deal. It's just going to be evidence that there's a really good big change going on, like crypto crashing or something. I mean, some people have their entire lives invested in crypto, but not most people. That's just an example. Yeah, what I'm hearing is partial devastation for some people, but it means that this is coming. Okay, this is the environment card, which means it's the bath of the reading. Is it really? That's great. I can't wait to watch. Okay, the result is the Seven of Spades. See the obstacle here? There's an obstacle in the path. What does that mean? Faith. This is the faith card. How are we going to get over this? You always have to raise your frequency to get up over the obstacle. And this can mean that there's something physical in the way. And it means that leveling up, the only way is faith and trust. This is the High Priest card. It's a righteousness card. We'll just leave it here for now because it's kind of tricky. It can mean illness or an obstacle or something like that. But it's about overcoming something, and it is about okay. So all sevens are about a spiritual something. Seven of diamonds, spiritual values. Seven of hearts, spiritual love. Seven of clubs, spiritual knowledge. This would be a spiritual way of being. It could mean that the rubber meets the road and there's going to be an alignment. That's it. Oh, this makes me want to cry. There will be an alignment in the physical realm. The physical realm will be more aligned with the truth. Can I get an amen? Actually, we shouldn't say that word. We should just say aho or something like that. Okay. So we have all this other stuff. Mercury. Oh my God, that is so cool. You can feel it then. That's the greatest confirmation ever. So, Mercury, what I'm getting is that this is for the collective. Either we are or should be thinking about spiritual mature or emotional maturity, communicating with each other in an emotionally mature way. This is also Biden's card. Mercury means in and out, so there may have something to do with, maybe Mercury, what he says, pay attention to what he says coming up. But it really is, it's the growing up card. And a video that I did on my regular channel, which is just my name, Paula Kruger. If you don't want to hear about my political positions, then don't get on that channel. But it was a call to the light workers to just do your emotional work and grow up and stop acting, stop driving your vehicle with your wounds. It's time to heal those wounds and get clean and clear and act from a healed space. So this is kind of emphasizing that, and I do apologize if I was too sharp in that video. I did get sort of like, "Da, da, 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 da." Okay, that was my diamond. Okay, Mercury, thinking, no, Mercury, Venus. Venus, people are going to be relocating, moving, changing. This is a big card of physical change and movement regarding the home, and Venus is also relationships. So this could also be people moving and traveling to see each other. Mercury, Venus, Mars, the passion or the action, goes with this, is self-mastery. The passion, the action, what we need to do. This is taking charge, taking responsibility. That's the key word with this card. Ah, ankle. Ah. And he's here too, so that'll come up later. But this is about taking responsibility for how your consciousness has created your reality. That's planet Earth. And we're taking stock of that. We're like, ooh, we kind of fell asleep at the wheel here. This is our planet. We need to get on the stick and do stuff if we want to change it. So we're being given the gift of a heightened awareness around that and adversity such that we have to reclaim it because we can't trust, people in positions of power. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. The expansion, the blessing will come through people connecting with, finding each other. This is group and community. This has been a huge emphasis lately, is the importance of banding together because we cannot make these changes alone. Change, change. We have to do it as a collective. And so we're just finding each other. And, when people get on and they say, you should, I'm like, ooh, that's the shadow side of the diamond. I've become sensitive to that because the message really is, this is the trend. This is trending. So, okay, Saturn, what's the challenge? Grief, crying, letting go. I have been crying on and off for the last couple days, and sometimes I don't know why. It's just there's emotional release happening. So, the Saturn, the challenge, the character development is going to come through people learning about things that are going to, certain things are ending, relationships are ending, ways of relating are ending. The ways we're thinking about things and relating to them is changing. The way I relate to my own mind is changing. Wow, thank you for that affirmation. Okay, so same meaning you've been doing this emotional grief release work. And I think we're doing that kind of for the collective because I think there's a lot of that coming. So we've been we've been the sponge. And Liara pointed, it's like, yes, she came up with this example. It's like, well, we come along, we sponge it out, we wring it out, and we cry, and then we sponge up some more. And just to kind of sop up some of the excess of this big change. Okay, Uranus. Uranus represents, well, the age of Aquarius and where we're at right now. I have to go because I'm going to go for a walk with a friend. So I'm going to finish this up really quick. Strength in community, strength in numbers. This is the Uranus card. And this is the unexpected gift or genius that you might not realize you have is power, emotional power. It's the healing card, but healing comes out of having enough emotional resources to manifest healing. Neptune, let's see, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Okay, so the Neptune, I threw one too many here, is these are the galactics. This is our family. They're reminding us that they're here. Pluto, I usually don't throw an extra card there, but this Pluto means there's an emotional healing. Take responsibility for your own emotional healing. So that's pretty clear. Oh my God, I love you guys so much. Let's do this every Sunday. Oh my God, I love you. Okay, I have to answer this call. Hey, Michelle. I'll see you guys.
Hang on, we're on the way. We should be there in 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm just